Not even gonna do that. You knew that because a lot of this shit gets cut out in the first couple thirds or so. And most of it's probably not gonna make it in. Of course, there is that moment offensive to most people. And then YouTube with the ban hammer will be like, those are all run by hypocrites and idiots. But you already knew that. So, 2, Rainbow Six Siege, Operation Ember Rise. Yes, it's been a long time since I posted a video, and the reason for that is simple. I ended up getting a job, and work has really been eating into my schedule. I haven't had time to sit down, live stream, and do what I need to do. And the few opportunities I have had to do that, I have not taken advantage of it because something else has come up. And quite frankly, I've got a lot of games on Steam I'm going through right now, so yeah. These are going to be a lot more infrequent than they were previously, but hopefully they are still of the not worst quality I can muster up. Let's go with that. So, Ember Rise has dropped. It actually dropped yesterday, so I apologize for the lateness of this video, but I did not realize it dropped yesterday. Otherwise, I would have done this as soon as I got home from work. But I don't do this before I go to work, so I'm going to have to rush through this. Anyways, let's get into it, see the 2 new operators, test them out, and go from there. All this cool shit. Any second now. Any second now. Any second now. Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it. There we go. Red, 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 red. Yeah, I don't really care about all this. Yeah, there have been some new changes to rank, new changes to gameplay in general. Some operators got this, but that's not what you're here for. That's what nobody's here for. Ooh. Interestione. So anyways, let's check out our first operator, Amaru. As always, I will go through the operator BIOS first. So we've got a... Did they already add this shit in, or... Huh. So anyways, we've got the G8A1, which... a weapon set. A lot of people honestly think it's a meme gun, and I can see why it is, because 5.52 Commando is just too fucking good, in all honesty, but, yeah. It's there, so there you go. That's a primary weapon, so you're pretty much stuck with it. And then you've also got the Super 90, which is the same shotgun that Habana and Echo use, which is actually a pretty decent shotgun. I didn't think too much of it when it was first released because I thought it was kind of mediocre, but it's grown on me. Well, for Echo at least. For an attacker, I don't know. And then you've got the Itao 12, which is the shotgun that Mira and Jackal use, which is a pretty nice little breaching tool to have on hand. And you've got the SMG 11, which is obviously what Smoke Sledge and now Mute have access to. So that's cool. Oh, and by the way, my friend Jack is online. You're not going to see this, but I did not think he would be on that early while I was recording. I thought I would get this out earlier, but yeah. So, let's check out Amaru's operator bio. 48 years old, Jesus. Cajata, Peru, 1.89 millimeters, 84 kilograms. Azucena, Rocio, Quispe, Parvaca. Forget who you are, nothing else matters. You're fat for anyone, never know why. Specialist, Azucena, Rocio Amaru Guespi began her career as an anthropologist concerned with the preservation of Peru's shared cultural heritage. Her unique family linked to colonial explorers of the early 20th century gave her uncommon insight into both how voyages of discovery can shape cultural consciousness and into the deep and abiding loss created when shared cultural touchstone is lost. She served for several years in the Policía Nacional de Peru before orienting as a freelance archaeologist focused on the discovery and categorization of new archaeological sites. After several run-ins with antiquities traffickers and failed attempts to bring them down from within, she turned to guerrilla tactics in order to seize important cultural discoveries for the Peruvian state. When specialist Cesar Goyo Ruiz Hernandez made us aware of her presence, she had already spent some 20-odd years in the jungles of Peru fighting the cartels on her own terms. Sort of for family history. 1892, Azucena's great-grandfather Isefes Juan Guespi is born in Cojata. 1911, Isefes helps a well-known English explorer on his expedition map the border between Bolivia and Peru. During the course of the expedition, the explorer saves Isefes' life. On the same expedition, Azias? Is that how it said? Okay. Meets the woman who would become Azucena's great-grandmother in Plicucho, Bolivia. Azucena's grandmother, Quantrad Araceli Guespi, is born 1917. 1920, after an almost fatal journey to Mato Grosso, the English explorer begins planning ahead for his next trip to find the lost city he's searching for. He contacts Isaias and requests his aid. Isaias, showing him his life, agrees. 1925, the explorer returns to South America, meets Isaias' family before they depart on their ill-fated trip. He gives Cantuta an old compass engraved with a message from his wife and promises to bring her father home soon. Later the same year, Cantuta receives the last letter from her father. The expedition is never heard from again. 1938, Azucena's father, Robert Edgar Quispe, is born. Cantuta goes on numerous expeditions during his childhood searching for her father. 1951, Cantuta joins an expedition resulting in the supposed recovery of the explorer's bones. She returns to Cojata, but never gives up hope that her father will one day return her home, even if she becomes increasingly ill and should be receiving medical care at a hospital nearby town. 19-something, Azucena Rocio Quispe is born. 1994, Azucena returns to Cojata for Cantuta's funeral, only to learn that she had burned all the letters from her father during one of her hallucinatory periods. Azucena is gutted by the loss of both her grandmother and an irreplaceable part of their family history. Her aunt gives her Cantuta's good luck charm, the explorer's old compass. Jeez. Specialist Azucena Rocio Amaro Quispe's self-awareness is uncanny, especially with regards to what motivates her. Loss is not unusual for her operator to face, but not much in great numbers, not much in quick succession. She won't know where to be at home in the jungle. Her family's father disappeared almost a century ago in an expedition to Lost City. Details suggest he traveled with Perry Fawcett, though confirmation is impossible. Yet Quispe's grandmother always believed her father will return, even long after Cantuta's death. I suspect Quispe still holds the same fairy tale notion of it. I would never accuse Quispe of being a sentimentalist because her interest in preserving her culture is far more mercenary than most people would understand. The bond between Quispe and specialist Cesar Goyo Ruiz Hernandez is clearly something they both treasure. I suspect she accepted the offer to join the Rainbow simply to spend time with him, believing that she would be back at the Amazon before too long. What she seeks is more tools to aid to her arsenal, but it's what she has to teach as well to the future of the unit. Without her, we will be hard-pressed to combat the very force she has been invading for the past 20 years. In any case, her gregariousness has seen her quickly integrated with the other operators, remains now only to convince me that this is where she can make the greatest difference. That task fails me. Dr. Harry Pandy, Director of Rainbow. San Cristobal of Huamanga National University, Bachelor of Archaeology, Policía de Nacional de Peru. Operation Chavan de Hunter, Caro Chupacagaro, Chero Balu. And of course, Mira's thing. She has a new elite skin, by the way. It actually looks pretty badass. After examining specialist Azucena Rocio Amaro Giuseppe's grappling gun, and while after I was able to get over my disbelief that she had jury-rigged from what she had found lying around at her camp, I realized I needed a fresh perspective. I pulled in specialist Tina Lynn Frost Sang and Tori Gridlock Iros to confer. We made a few slight improvements and one major adjustment. We changed our rope to abrasion-resistant nylon rope, giving it a strength and stretch, and we swapped our CO2 cartridges for pre-charged pneumatic tanks to launch the rope at over 3,000 psi. Jesus. The innovation lies in the new pulley system to get her to perch. Specialist Sang integrated using the principle of the compound bow to move Specialist Quispy with the addition of a high-voltage battery to reel her in quickly efficiently. Fortunately, the old rifle stock that it... As Hussein was adamant we leave untouched, able to bear the load quite well. As Hussein herself will see. Specialist Quispy was grateful for our help and made us Juan de Chontas as thanks. It was so delicious that I find him a little jealous of all her years spent in the jungle. Okay, that's actually interesting. Kind of like a version of Lara Croft, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, now we have Goyo, who has access to a deployable shield that can be changed to an incendiary deployable shield, and he's got two weapons. First off is Mira's Vector 45 ACP, which is actually a very good submachine gun, if a little bullshit in my opinion, although I can never seem to hit anything with it, and the TCSG-12 slug shotgun that Cade uses, or Kayed, or however you pronounce it, which I can say from experience is a beast of a shotgun that will destroy anything. I managed to score 2 separate 1v4s with this shotgun. The tuduk intensifying in the distance. And we have the P229, which is the same handgun that both Echo and Hibana use. Again, they're reusing old weapons. I don't know if that's the best thing to do. I hope there are new weapons coming in the future, but we'll see. Of course, I haven't done anything with Bio. Cesar Ruiz Hernandez, Fuerzas Especiales, June 10th, age 31. Sulacan Rosales, Mexico, 1.71 meters, 83 kilograms. A person is never more honest than what they think when they're on. Cesar Ruiz Hernandez was 11 years old when a bomb destroyed his home, killing his father and sister, severely injuring his mother. With the help of specialist Azucena Rocio Amaru Guespi, Caesar's mother, Sophia, taught him to observe his surroundings and avoid the other boys his age where he had been drawn to gang-related affairs. She encouraged him to enroll at the heroic Naval Military School where he graduated as a Teniente de Corbata. He joined the Naval Infantry, then the Amphibious Commando Battalion, participating extensively in anti-smuggling operations, several high-profile arrests. Becoming a member of the Fuerzas Especiales introduced him to the reality that drugs were no longer the primary source of income for the cartels. He began working with UNESCO and Interpol to combat antiquities trafficking, where he gained the attention of Rainbow as a mind with a keen tactical sense and exceptional forward thinking. Specialist Cesar Goyo Ruiz Hernandez is a rare find. His jacket reads like a normal military trajectory until he knows the devil behind the details. To confirm my theory, during our first meet, I challenged him to a game of chess. I won't mention how few moves it took him to beat me. Caesar himself seemed to think nothing of it. This humble attitude is at the heart of his character. His mother, Sophia, who protected him from the brunt of the bomb's blast, has cultivated an overly optimistic worldview. Growing up when he did, she also instilled in him a cat-and-mouse mindset to keep him clear of the negative influences that would have especially tempting to a young fatherless boy with too much time on his hands. She was helped in this by specialist Azucena Rocia Amaru Guespi, whose intermittent presence and strong familial values short up a gap that Sophia alone can fill. It's clear to me that Guespi, with her inherent attachment to her country or family history, provides stabilized influence during Hernandez's undoubtedly troubled adolescence. Hernandez is the kind to think carefully before speaking, a trait which can lead people to underestimate him. He's neither churlish nor aloof, but constantly considering the many angles of the problem set before him. His ability to track and guide his core from determining their routine to understanding how they react to threats is uncanny. In a prosaic example, he brought specialist Tina Lynn Frost sang a bottle of apple-flavored soda on the first day of fall, despite them only having met once before. She was unperturbed, but I could see that Hernandez embraced her for a far less positive outcome. Specialist Hernandez has become a staple of our briefings. His incisive questions highlighting now new tactical considerations or encouraging out-of-the-box thinking from the other members of the team. I must admit, it's refreshing to see that what changes a new perspective and an impeccable poker face can bring to an otherwise very self-assured group of individuals. Dr. Harry, Director of Rainbow. Rogue Naval Military Academy, Merida Initiative, Grupo de Alto Impacto, Tijuana Response Task Force, Manzanillo Joint Operations, Anti-Crime Organization Operation, Operation Black Slung, Operation Defang, Operation Fractured Ice. Oh, Thermite. Mira, I gotta admit, I was surprised when he asked me to look over Specialist Goyo's prototype. For someone with a limited knowledge of chemical interactions, he's sure knocked together a bunch of things. that will make a loud bang while causing minimal damage. I compare it to a flash and dazzle firework but with more personality. He's used a time-honored mix of kerosene and potassium chloride as his base, as I had no real improvements to suggest on that front. What I did do was give him the formula for my homebrew, a cocktail to trigger gas explosion, a specific blend of cyanogen, hydrogen, and some other fun stuff. The magnesium casing generates enough heat on impact to impact the acetylene derivative swirling around inside and blow the whole thing sky high. Like I said, impressive without bringing the hypothetical building down around your ears. Hernandez had already added a light flame retardant to the mix, but balked at the idea of carrying an actual fire extinguisher. He did mention something about an anti-fire grenade as he walked away, though. Sorry in advance. Specialist Jordan Thermite Trace. Yeah, if anyone knows how to make it go boom, it's our good old-fashioned engineer from Texas. Okay, so... now we go into terrorist hunt because, as I said before, when it comes to these videos, I always like going to terrorist hunt to just have a no BS testing area for these new operators where I don't have to get constantly killed by people who want to play the new operators out of jealousy. And if you think that and I don't care what Ubisoft does, that toxicity will always remain until they get rid of friendly fire altogether, which is never going to happen. Because all the hardcore Siege fans are probably going to go, well, why did you do this? Why did you get rid of friendly fire? You're making the game too easy for noobs. You know, that sort of bullshit. Alright, let's try out Maru. Let's go to the G8. I'll keep the SMG-11 on standby. And Claymore or Stun Grenade. Whole lot of grappling hook opportunities I can use, which is kind of a bummer. But I will try my best to use the grappling hook in whatever ways I can.
Eliminate all hostiles.
So... let's get to it. And I've already tested out all of these weapons, so I have my own opinions on them. The G8, I like it, but I honestly do see that it's a meme gun for IQ, but for her, it's probably going to be a little more necessary. Shit. Oh yeah, they also changed terrorist hunts, so no annoying suicide bombers this time. And C4 rooms and barbed wire rooms. Okay. I'm trying to remember where the hatches are, because I know she can, breach in through a hatch. I'm trying to find said hatch. But I have not wait, there's a hatch in this room, I think? Or next room over. Ah, there it is. Oh, come on. The problem with playing on a map like this is that you don't get a whole lot of opportunities to actually use the gadget because it's so closed up together that there's no way in hell that... actually... oh, they have reduced the visual recoil. That's what I saw a lot in a lot of videos on the TTS servers, is that they were reducing the visual recoil for some weapons to make them easier to control. The machine pistols were the biggest culprit of this, and they did it. So thank you, Ubisoft. God damn it, this map sucks. Well, not for not in general. I actually really like Tower a lot, but just for what I need to do, it sucks. Well, this has been a bust. damn it. There we go.
Top 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Well, always sucks when you can't test out the gadget like you'd hoped. Okay, find another match. Ah, protect hostage. So at least we could test out Goyo's gadget. Actually, could have think of it. A Mars gadget might have some limited uses. If I'm having that much trouble on a map like Tower, I don't know how useful it will be in terms of everything else. Badass with your grappling hook, grappling hook, and guy with a nitro cell is just waiting there and just beep, beep, boom, done.
Hostiles regrouping. Secure the hostage.
Okay. So, obviously right here. Board this shit up. Right here's another good one. And right here. And the fact that they changed the deployable shields design as well so that everything looks similar now is, ooh, really nice. Ooh. Yeah, this thing is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But that's why I love this thing. Ooh. Oh!
Mission failed. All friendlies.
Well, that could have gone a hell of a lot better than I thought it would have. So I didn't get to test out his gadget, but I at least can say that his weapons are good, but I already knew that. This hasn't been a very good day for me, I can tell, but I have to get ready for work soon. I gotta go take a shower and do all that. So, how effective are these operators? I don't know. I think Goyo might be the most effective out of this. Amaro, maybe not so much. But that's kind of been the way that this has been going. Honestly, Year 4 has kind of had some disappointing operators, in my opinion. But, you know, hopefully the final 2 operators will be really good. But those are the operators so far. I can't judge effectively whether they're going to be great. We'll just have to wait and see how the game progresses. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you like my video, check out my other Siege live streams that I've done on my YouTube channel, same as my gamer tag. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.